YouTube, how does Aki doing? Duck Films here. What I got for you today is a little bit of a walkthrough or guide or tour, whatever you want to call it, for Marvel Rivals' newest map in Season 3, and it's none other than Klyntar Husk. Klyntar Husk is a domination or Koth map, whatever you want to classify it as. And surprisingly enough, even though I'm not a fan of Koth or the domination game mode in this game, I actually really like this map, which is something I actually would have never found myself saying. So maybe you might end up liking it too. And just a little bit of a reminder, at 15 and 20,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing some giveaways, so definitely make sure to subscribe so you can enter that giveaway. But that's enough yapping for me, let's dive straight into the game. So this is a spawn room to Celestial Codex area, and it's honestly a pretty cool design. I'm not sure really what the significance is because I'm not a lore expert, so just bear with me. But as you can see, we have a pretty open area when you're first leaving the spawn. What's interesting is that there's a health pack literally right when you leave spawn. Not really sure what the design of that is. You literally walk 2 feet and it's there. Then we have another health pack when you keep walking through. This is destroyable, or you can break it down as it's a little symbiote, just like on the other Klyntar map. We have some more areas. We have breakable walls. There's an area on the right side that loops around. Then coming to the left side, you have a nice scenic view. Wow, very cool. Then we have a health pack. It's very, very orange on the left side. Again, it's the left side, so leaving. Then we have an under area, underground, underneath this rock formation to another health pack. And we have another nice scenic view. Beautiful. To another health pack there. It's a pretty well-designed map in my opinion. Then coming over to the right side, again, just a reminder, spawns that way. We have 3 exits from that area with the health pack that I showed you. So you can see the health pack, then we have 3 exits. So that was the left side. And if we come to the right side, we have another, little area with another health pack and kind of this outer banks area. You can fly out a little bit, but I kind of recommend not doing that because there's really nothing that way. That's just outbounds essentially. So again, health pack on the right side. Then we keep running this side to the right. We have the same mirrored side on the other side because again, it's a domination, so everything is going to be pretty much mirrored. So again, we have this enemy spawn with the health pack. Then we keep coming. Like I said, it's a pretty cool designed map, like actually. And you notice that there was the jump pad on the other side. There's a jump pad here that takes you to this higher ground right here. So there's a couple ways you're going to be fighting on this map. The first way is literally in the choke in the middle. Then you're going to be fighting on the left side, and you're going to be fighting on the top right, maybe underground. So essentially 3 lanes where you're going to be fighting from, because you can see the doorway, the 3 doorways, 1, 2, 3, pretty much showing you where you're going to be fighting from. Pretty self-explanatory. In terms of how the point interacts, you have, the middle part. I believe you can shoot this. Yeah, you can shoot this to make it a bigger angle or bigger spots, and I'm pretty sure you can shoot it again so it comes back up. But overall, pretty cool designed little first points for Codex Arena. You can just shoot all of this for more angles if you want to. I'm gonna sit here for 12 years shooting this, but you get the idea. More angles to be holding this point. For example, how I figured this map is going to be played is either after capturing the points, depending on what comp you're playing, you're either going to be holding this high ground, which I think is definitely probably the best play, or you're going to be holding below, inside of here, kind of bunkered up with shields and such, because you have a health pack to fall back to, you have angles to play at. But the only thing you have to worry about is if you do decide to bunker here, you have to worry about people flanking around this, this here, and they shoot you in the back. So those are some things to be accounting for and watching out for. But for the most part, the map's pretty solid. I don't think there's anything wrong with this map. I really do like the design of it. I think it's a very good map. And again, for a domination map, it's not bad. Again, because I don't like domination game mode whatsoever in this game, because I don't think it's done right. But for the most part, I think for map design, it's very good. Again, you can shoot all the symbiotes pretty good. You can also run up here. If you're playing Black Panther or something, you can climb up these to give you higher angles. So again, a very good solid map. You can't stand up here, this slides you down, so you don't have to worry about people playing on top of there. Again, probably going to be looking to play here or on top if you're holding the point. Now moving on to the next point, which is Celestial Hand. Again, it's completely random what maps you get in Domination, but I think this is the cool thing, is you can actually like swap this. It's pretty interactive. In the spawn room, pretty good. There's some lore. Not entirely sure what the significance about it actually is. So I'm sorry. Of course, we got all the weapons. Different weapons. Pretty cool. Again, there's more areas. And it's similar. There's about 3 lanes. Again, so we have the left side, the middle, and the right side. So going through the right side, after leaving the right spawn, we have 1 health pack. We have this area that you can go from. So you leave spawn, jump on here, then you shoot this, and boom, you're into another part of the map. So again, still sticking on the right side. We come here, and then we have the point. So the main part about this is we have this outer area. We can shoot that to allow ourselves to go up as well. Like so. And then we can use the bridge to go up even higher, and we're back to where we were beginning. You can shoot this to make another pathway on the top, and again, it's Domination, so everything is mirrored on the other side as well. And then we have this back area to be fighting at as well. There's no health pack here, but there is, however, a health pack in here. So that is something to be aware of. Now, the point is pretty cool. There's a lot of high ground dynamic here. So if I were to go, again, if we're going from spawn, we can break this wall. If we're going from spawn, and we're going through the middle, we have a couple different routes we can take. We can either go through the left, go through the middle, or we can go right and take the low ground onto the point. You go through here, then you wrap around, and you're at the point. But if we come through the middle, there's a couple different areas we have to, use to our advantage. If I help back at the top left, and then we have basically where a lot of the fighting is going to be happening, is this area here. So we have 2 kind of corridors. So we have this that takes a bridge, and we go to the center of the point. This is a very, I would say, important spot at the very top of the map. But one thing is, you enter this hallway, and you have this, area with that health pack. This is where a lot of the fighting is going to be happening. Here. From what I've done on the playtest, this is where a majority of our fights happen. So, it's very good. Something to keep in mind is that these areas are very, very small. Characters like Squirrel Girl, Black Panther, Moon Knight, even, I guess, Phoenix, excel really well in this tight little corridor. So if you're playing Phoenix Egg area, then I probably recommend going one of those high burst characters that do a ton of damage in groups. That's my recommendation. Then again, like I said, we have the mirror, and if you find yourself, losing that fight in the corridor or this fight here, then you can easily come on this side, go below, and you are at the attacking spot. It's pretty cool. It's also mirrored, so you go up this, so you can be a flanker, a Psylocke, a Black Panther, any kind of flanking duelist, and you can take this route up, and then you're sitting behind the enemy. So the area and map is very nicely designed. It's very cool. There's a lot of areas to be looking out for the most part. Again, everything's mirrored on Domination, so it's pretty solid. In terms of different heights and different angles, so when you're fighting on the bottom floor of the point, let's just say the first floor, you can come to this symbiote, shoot it, and you're up at the second floor. Then you have this bridge and another bridge you can shoot whenever it lets me. And you can easily go across. For the most part, I've seen players play Punisher and they sit up here with their turret. I've also seen Namors. I've seen a lot of different characters playing up there. But for the most part, in my personal opinion, if you're fighting on the point, this is probably going to be your best and most important spot. mainly due to the fact that it's high ground, right? High ground is very important in a game like Marvel Rivals. I guess the other things you have to account for is off angles on this side, like I was talking about before. Again, you can shoot this right here, and it opens up a flanking route. These are things to be aware of, so you don't get confused when you're playing this map. So you have those flank routes. Again, you shoot this, and you have the spawn entrance right there. So it's pretty good to get to points rather quickly. For the most part, all lanes are going to take you to the point at the same exact speed, of course, depending on your hero. So there's not like too much to worry about, if that makes sense. Like, certain routes aren't going to get you to the point faster than the others, which is very important in a domination mirror map. So, I mean, besides that, there's not really a lot to talk about. I mean, you can destroy this. So kind of like the other map, if you wanted to do some type of bunker hold on the point, you could play down here. You just break all of this. You bunker here, then you have a health pack to kind of self-sustain yourself. So if you want to do that, that's always an option. But that's really about it for this map. Of course, we have this that takes you up as well. So pretty cool map design. Again, not too much, but it's definitely going to be fun to watch, I would say. Moving on to our third and final map, we have Celestial Vault. Now when it comes to Celestial Vault, just like the other maps, we kind of have 3 lanes. Going through the middle, we go straight to the point. We have this right area that we can go around, and then we have this left area we can also go through, like so. All the way around. On the left side, you have this middle health pack area, and then you have one fighting area here, where if you break this, it also goes up, so you could use this as somehow some type of high ground position, looking at the point on the left side. Then we have the point. Again, so for the majority of the time, when you leave spawn, everybody's going straight to the point. The best areas to be looking at when you first leave the point and get to about this health pack is you're going to be automatically wanting to look down this lane looking at their health pack, because they're going to be there as well. Or they're going to be already crossed over here to this position. Now, if I were to go onto the right side, like so, leaving spawn and going right, we have, you know, this little off angle area that has some high ground positions that you can see quite a lot. And as you can see, you can kind of see their spawn door kind of where my crosshair is, right over there. And you can see where the lanes are going to be of where enemies are going to be funneling through. Like so. Again, like so. So a very good high ground area. Again, it's mirrored because it's a domination map, so everything's going to be mirrored. We have a health pack on the right side, and it's just the same exact thing on all sides. So after controlling the point, no matter, like, depending on what side you are, coming up to this area here is a pretty good idea. This area has a lot of value. You can see a lot of different angles where enemies are going to be going from. Predominantly, or mainly, enemies are going to be coming through this area here. They could go around and come all the way over here on this other side. But when I was playing, no one really went this way, because I don't think they knew about it. They mainly went through this main area, so if you hold this angle here and you kind of do your third person peek, of course it's not good with Phoenix because they could probably see the avatar on me, but it's a pretty good angle to see if they're coming from. So basically on my screen, I'm looking here, so you can kind of use this to shoulder peek a bit to see who's coming through that lane, which you can use to your advantage pretty greatly. For the most part, you can't stand on top of that. You can climb this tusk, tooth, whatever you want to call it, as Black Panther, what I've tried. You can also get on top of these angles here, if I don't run out of flight. On top of this, that overlooks everything here. So there's a lot of areas you could set up for, which is nice. And if you want a cool screenshot area, you come from the left side when we leave spawn, and you go over here, and you get a cool screenshot area. Pretty cool. Right? Sorry, I had a screenshot. Don't judge. But for the most part, that's really about it. I mean, I think the map, even though it's domination, I think the map is good. Because again, I'm not a fan of domination, just how it's played in this game specifically. Or, you know, Koth, King of the Hill, whatever you want to describe it as. Because it's not fun to me. There's too much, like, coin flip in it. But for the map, I think the map is good. Like, the map is very good in my opinion. There's a lot of details everywhere. I've tried to look for, like, really, like, dumb spots as best as I could, and I couldn't really find anything. The only area I found was, like, over here. It lets me get up. Unless they patched it. So all the way is this spot here. Yeah, that's out of bounds, but if you position yourself right here, you can actually stand here. Which, it's not the most useful area to be at, but it is an area you can be at, so that is something to take into account. You can't stand on top of any of the mushrooms except for these here. So that's a decent spot. But for the most part, I mean, I would just position yourself if you capture the point and you want to hold an aggressive angle. I definitely recommend going here because you can see both ways or listen if enemies are coming on this right side, and you literally stare at the spawn at this one position, and it's not even that far from the points in the rest of your team. So this position is very good. I mean, in terms of the map and, you know, ways to be moving around, again, you're going to be fighting that lane, that lane. Sometimes people go on the far right, not a lot. Maybe you're playing Punisher, then I definitely recommend setting up top up here, or vice versa, setting up top on the other side as well. If you're attacking the points from this side, like I'm walking to the point this way, then the same thing. You would sit on top of that tree, watch the spawn entrance, watch that left side, and you pretty much have a majority of the map covered. All you have to worry about is that side. I wouldn't position yourself really on this far left or far right, due to the fact that it's like too far from the point. You don't have the best lines of sight on the point, so if enemies are on the opposite side. So I encourage you to probably play on top of these platforms, and especially on top of this tree limb. I think it's a very, very strong spot. But anyways, hopefully this video has helped you in any way, shape, or form. And if it did, make sure to hit that like button, and make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. It greatly helps out the channel, and it's literally the best way to help me out and keeps these videos going. But anyways, I hope you have a great and safe day, and I'll catch you in the next one.